Hello, everyone, and welcome to Alpha's weekly webinar series. Today, we have a very special Q&A where I'm Manuela, and I'll be asking Renata a little bit more about, her personal story and what got her here. So, Renata, if you'd like to introduce yourself, maybe talk a little bit about your trajectory, and just, give us a little bit of a brief overview.
Sure. So hello, everyone. I'm Renata Thomé. For those who don't know, I'm a co-founder at Alpha. And today I work as the Chief Creative Officer for the company. Before joining Alpha, I had a more traditional training in art history. I went to school here in New York City at Christie's Education, where I ended up joining Christie's Auction House as an intern. My experience there was very amazing and work almost as a second school because you get the opportunity to see so many different departments and to see some of the most amazing artworks that we have in the world. So I'm very thankful for the time that I spent there. After working at the auction house, I ended up joining David Zorner Gallery, where it was kind of a turning point for me. Up to that point, I imagined that I wanted to be working in a traditional field, either at an auction house or a gallery. And I think the experience I had there was quite different from what I had imagined. Like art, which for me was something that comes from the heart, didn't seem to agree that much with what the actual art market is. I had great opportunities there, but also I found the art market or the gallery space to be a bit unwelcoming for the ones who are not very experienced. And at the same time, working with some of the art handlers, and people that work in the backstage for the gallery, I just learned that most of those people are amazing artists themselves. And even though they are inside of the biggest gallery in the world, they did not have an opportunity to share their own artworks. So it's kind of funny, because there are so many people out there looking for artworks, and so many amazing artists, but there wasn't any ways to connect those two sides. And I think that's when I started thinking more about technology. So should I continue?
Yeah, I think talk a little bit more about, how it was that we came together and how it was that we started uniting technology into this extremely analog world. I think that's something we'd all be interested in learning more about.
Okay. So in the pursuit of joining art and technology, and figuring out better ways to do the business that we're used to doing and up until that point, I ended up founding my first company, which was Renata Thomé Art Consulting, and worked briefly with the online auction house Pedal Weight. And when I was doing a project with them, I flew to Brazil to source new clients, and make more connections for Pedal Weight too. And that's when I met Manuela. So basically, we're both at Art Rio back in 2014, and we sat down for a brief conversation, for those who know art fairs, you have barely time to really think and create deeper connections, but we kept in touch, and I think on the months that followed that, we continued talking about what we wanted to do with our business, and the way that we used to think about the art market and technology, and its future, and I realized in one of those conversations that we're kind of chasing the same things, and that either we're gonna work together or we're gonna have to fight each other at some point. And so months after, destiny made us sit down for a proper coffee and talk about all of this, and we became business partners.
And the rest is history.
And the rest is history.
So, I know there are so many, but can you share the funniest story that you've gone through as a business founder? And what was the biggest lesson that you took from it?
Oh my God. Yeah. Like now I'm blanking. I don't know. I can't remember anything. There are so many actually. I think like we always go back to that summer in New York City in 2016 because like we're so blinded to the fact that like that was just the beginning of our journey. Like, and at some point, like we thought that like we had made it as entrepreneurs. And I think like every time that like, at least in my life, that like I've had that like feeling, you know, that like I'm feeling so on top of the world, kind of like life gives you a lesson, like it makes you humble, like and just like no, not there yet. um, but I think just like learning to be more resilient, like and stay optimistic, even though like things were like not working too much in our favor. It was like a summer that like we were completely broken, and like we had to move so many times, like and we were like constantly like on the go, like and I feel that like nothing was for sure. And I think like thinking about the present moment too, like yeah, that's how things are always, like even like when you think you're in control, like you're not. um but things worked out. I think like, you know, we need to stay with the eyes on the prize, like and like keep reminding yourself about your objectives, and like just trust that things are going to work out for the best.
And I think
Any
that
other
links,
stories?
no, I think that, I have a handful of them, of funny stories of like, I think the sign in Dublin when we did like
Yeah.
the ultimate like startup mistake. But I feel like this question actually links well with the next one. So none of us are able to achieve success on our own. Who would you say was an important mentor for you as a professional growing up, and what did you get from it?
You. I always joke you finished raising me. um, yeah,
In what sense? What did you learn over the past 6 years? No tears.
I get emotional. Emotions, like, you know, like that's like the biggest like. Tá bom, vou cortar essa parte. um, no, I think like I said, you know, like because we have such complementary like skills, like and personalities, like such different personalities, like it's just like it's interesting to see how like the other person reacts, like facing like the same challenges, like same like realities, like and I think like, you know, there are moments that like I was like feeling really like low because like I was insecure about something, but like you kept me going, like and hopefully like vice versa. And I think yeah, like I did learn resilience, like and being optimistic, like thanks to you,
Yeah, you became more
which are
optimistic, and
important traits.
I became more grounded.
Please don't say pessimistic.
No, grounded, grounded. I could never be pessimistic. You know that. I'm an optimist person.
Yeah.
I think, this is a question that I personally love. What is your favorite life lesson quote? Anyone particular that stuck with you throughout the years?
Like honestly, like I feel I have amnesia today. um I think yeah, like I remember like when I first moved to New York in 2011, it was like months before Steve Jobs passed, like and they had just released his biography. And I remember like I read it like, and after that I watched like one of his commencement speech for Stanford, I think. Uh, and like there are several things on that speech that I really like, but I think like stay hungry, stay foolish, you know, like that probably what sticks the most, because like if you stop being curious, like, and if you stop wanting more, like what is the point, you know? I think that's when you die, like at least like from the inside. So just like, yeah, remain curious, like, and like keep looking for different ways in which you can grow, like, and you know, like impossible is nothing, like, so like even though like you might not trust yourself to be the best person to be doing like that role, or like that, like, you know, that's maybe not the right time, like if you're thinking about it, like it probably is, like, you know, it's like it's you, like, and it's the time.
Connect the dots. Connect
Yeah.
the dots. Yeah, I love that speech too. It's a really. I actually think I'm gonna rewatch it because it's always good to like get a fresh intake.
Yeah, I rewatch every time that I'm not too inspired, like, or that
Yeah,
like I'm doubting myself. I think, you know, like it's just like it's important. I love biographies, like, and I love like hearing different people's stories, because like you understand that like success is not a straight like line, you know, like that, like there are ups and downs, and there are moments of insecurity for like even like the strongest people. We might think like, you know, they've had doubts too, and they are humans. So I think like thinking about like the amazing things that like we've seen like happening in the world, like they always start with like one small action, or like one small thought, you know, like, and it's like the constant work and persistence that like eventually leads to the great things. But it's not overnight, like, and it's not a leap. It's not one thing that like makes that happen. It's like a sequence of like, you know,
yeah.
effort.
No, 100%. And I think that links well as well with another question that I have. What do you think that makes your company stand out? What's different about Alpha?
Oh, I think there are so many things, but like I think like ourselves, we support the black sheeps, you know, like we support like the people that like didn't get support before, like at least like from like my standpoint, like more like on the creative side. And I think that's really beautiful, you know, like I think like one of my favorite moments like during our work together was like the first exhibition we did at
Pucci.
Cuch Collector.
Pucci.
Because like it was our first exhibition too, so like everything was kind of like we're figuring out things, like, but like I think like we put together like a group of artists from Rio, like who like a lot of them didn't even have like a technical training, like, or like, you know, they're like Sunday artists, but like they have like really cool work, like, and then like when we gave them my space, like, and you know, the time of day to like actually like showcase their works, like, and like the attention, you know, like you could see like on those people's eyes, like, you know, how grateful they were, like, and I think it's like for moments like this, like, and like others like that happen like along the years, that like we kept going, you know, or at least like that was like the big thing for me.
Yeah, for sure. But providing opportunity was always one of like the pillars, right? We wanted to bring transparency and opportunity to a market that has been so segmented and closed. And I feel like we did accomplish that mission. We accomplished that mission on a daily basis. And it's just, you know, what we're
Mm.
keeping to put forward. And I'm really, really proud. I was thinking about this yesterday, actually, when I was like looking at the projects that we're building out in San Francisco, and you know, just the type of artists that we have. It's we always have female artists in projects. We all had always include minorities. You know, it's just I really do feel like we're improving a little bit of the built world. So just to finalize, any, lessons that you want to share with an entrepreneur that is starting their own company, and any recommendations of good reads or things to watch that keep you sane as well.
I used to be much better with this. um, I don't know. I think transformation, like it's something that you should embrace. Like I have a hard time, like with change, like in general, and I think like that's like the only certainty we have, like, and the only constant, like, of like our lives. And I think as an entrepreneur, you need to, even like the way you build your business, like you need to build something, put it out in the world, and you need to listen to what people have to say, like, and change, like, like implement like those ideas, like, and like what you've created, like, and keep doing that. And I think as a person too, like every once in a while, I think it's good to like have those moments when you stop and you rethink, like, because at least like from my personal experience, like sometimes there is a delay, like, in you understanding like what has changed and what it is, like, and what is no longer, like, and I think like sometimes like I've struggled with like updating like my exterior world to match my interior, like sometimes, like, and I think like as an entrepreneur, maybe that's the biggest lesson. You should always do that with your product, with your business, like, and with yourself as a person.
Adapt or die. Adapt or die.
Yeah.
Basically,
the,
we're
the lean
sharks.
the lean startup.
We're sharks. We have to keep
on
swimming.
a personal level.
Yeah, that's a fantastic book, actually. Anyone that
Yeah.
hasn't read it should read it. And if you have, maybe reread it. There's so many good lessons in it. Yeah. Well, hey, thank you so much for sharing your perspective.
Thank you.
I feel like this was great. And
Thank you.
thank you, Oliver. Bye.
Bye.
Tchau,
Tá dormindo.